Hello YouTube. This video is gonna be on the teach matchup. Same list as always. And just hop right into it. Only got 3 games today. Some decks are definitely more popular than others, so I struggled just to find these 3 games to teach to show. Probably am not gonna be able to show the Mio Yamato just because those decks just don't know exist on the rank ladder. But we lose dice roll go first. Took the Rosi to try and find a promo law for next turn. Get lucky and top deck it. Might still play the Rosi just because we're looking for a Rosi Law. It's unfortunate that we whiff. But when we're still looking for one specific card, I'd still be down to play the Rosi there and hold the Kobe for we're never bombing this, by the way. It's not worth it. uh Kobe has more versatile options to grab basically for later. Swing Law first just to play on Vasco trigger. Just good habits. Could we're definitely playing Kobe actually here every time. Um, Play over the rested Rosie because why not? Another Rosie Law. Just very standard stuff so far. Nothing too fancy. Next turn is probably like 5 with a Searcher plus Rosie Law. He gets a Vasco trigger on top. So now it's just 6. He's gonna take trigger, rest Rosie. We might play stage first and then play Rosie Law. Because we don't really care if he gets a trigger to rest our active Rosie Law when we're getting starved anyway. Okay, we do it this way. Search, get the draw before the search just to have more info. Oh, and we get to play over the rested weenie, so just better in general, actually, to do it this way for sure. We're looking for a Sokka here. We do find one. So now we have Sokka Mama for next turn. He has no stage, so we really don't have to worry about Burgess, so we're definitely going to Sokka Mama the 8 cost. But then probably end up swinging 4 at it, because we'll have extra Dawn and no board space. So we'll probably attach 2 to a weenie. You don't really care about the 8Ks in this matchup. I think I was considering leader effect and playing the 2K law for 2 just to have more actual bodies. But it's like sometimes that's fine. It's definitely not the case in this board state just because we want we're going into his 10 down turn, so we actually want the cards in hand to defend our board. And then it really, like, we're giving up a swing this turn to try and get more swings later with that body, but that body really wouldn't get more than 1 swing before we probably just have to let it die anyway. So it's just counterintuitive to play it here in this spot. I do cycle stage just because I have like nothing to do next turn. Also, probably an argument to keep the promo law to have more plays. Just playing around Vasco. We're playing into Van Auger trigger, to be fair, doing it this way. But I'd rather play into Van Auger trigger than Vasco trigger, especially when a lot of lists aren't on Van Auger right now, or as many. So I'll just copy Jonas. But now if he goes 10 cost, either 8 cost, 10 cost, which means we get another card out of hand and maybe get one. Or even if he doesn't give us a life though, we get an extra card out of hand for the 8 cost. Or he goes 10 cost and we only have to defend. Okay. So now I think the Burgess could... Actually, I still don't think the Burgess can be a 8 without Assuming he's trying to do other stuff. Okay, so now Burgess is an 8 because of that. It's just 8 cost. So if you, the game's just definitely over at this point. I still think we're in a very good spot, even if they have any kind of 10 cost play there. Um, they did miss stage for a lot of the game, which means the Burgess isn't as big as it would normally be. But again, that doesn't even matter in this board state, and he's still starving because he. You're just not allowed to starve in this spot, actually. That trigger's really annoying though. It helps them play around Riplaw. But yeah, now we just go 9 and 13. I probably don't even swing 13. I probably play like a law just to develop. Okay. Well, he counters, so now we definitely probably just play this law to develop. Swing like 7, play it for 4, float 2. Or whatever we want to do. Even just gonna mama and try to find something useful. Sure. Either way, like the game's obviously just won at this point. Again, I don't think them having 10 costs there would make that big of a difference. Well, I said it would make a big difference. I just don't think it would make. I don't think it would change the game. Basically, I'm not gonna be able to defend the 6K. I might still defend it the first time, but yeah, no. I'm just gonna defend the two 10K swings. Leave mom departure as an out to draw. Keep mama, but yeah, that's just standard game. Well, standard from our end. Obviously, they low rolled a little bit, but I once again don't think it would have mattered. This is definitely a mulligan. Okay, we can start stage. Might as well not play into a .q trigger out of life right away. Add the Rosi because we're trying to search for promo law for next turn. We miss it, but we get Rosi Law. Probably just a 5 here. You can still just develop the rest of your weenies. 7 or 5 doesn't make a big difference in this matchup. You don't need to attach the Don. Only have one target there. At least we have Sakamama, so it's not the end of the world. There's a lot of decent cards here. So Rosi lets you find another Rosi Law, obviously, which is assume what we're trying to find, or a promo law to pair with your 9-Don soccer turn. I think that's more of a reason to add the Rosi, because technically we have 3 weenies already, so we don't need those, and Marine Forward can also find the Rosi with less chance of whiffing. Just didn't prioritize the Borsas because I expect to be starved. Maybe we should take one though, just in case he's not starving us, because we're technically just bottom 3. That's honestly probably correct to add Borsa there. And he's not starving, so. But even then, it's fine. We get lucky and find the 4th, I guess, so that's cool. Leader effect, play Rosie Law. We might end up searching with Rosie. I'm not entirely sure it's correct too. Yeah, I think we don't need any like another Rosie Law would be good, but we don't even necessarily need that. We're just gonna Saka Mama this Burgess right away, and then ignore his 6 cost, and then we Saka Mama the 8 cost the turn after. So we have our next couple turns like planned out, ideally, assuming nothing crazy happens. And in this matchup, if they don't starve, I generally just take the first 2 hits. Assuming I don't have free blocks. I'm always gonna free block if I can. But otherwise, I'm not ever counting before I take the 2, because this deck doesn't actually like scare you at all. I will say, same vein as I don't care about Gravity Blade, I don't care about this card. I did play against One Teach before I decided to start recording all these games, where they were starving and then they swung and I got greedy and leader affected because not even realizing people were playing this. And then they popped like a Rosie Law and a 4 cost, and then they did it again next turn. Next turn I like knew they were gonna do it and I just didn't care because it meant they weren't playing anything. But yeah, I still won that game. Like again, if they're spending all the entire turn to clear 2 bodies when I can just play 2 more, it's perfectly fine by me. So I just don't think, same way I don't care about Gravity Blade, I care about this card like even less. Okay, now we also have Departure, so if we can find another Mama, or if we just want to hold on to Mama for the 10 cost, that's like kind of reasonable as well, to be honest. Oh, but we found another Mama, so now he's just like not gonna win this game, right? Just Saka Mama, Departure Mama, and game's over every time. Swing the 5 first, play around Van Auger. So we go to 6, Saka effect, go to 7, go to 8 with 7 active, then Saka Mama, and then do the same thing, get the Departure Mama, and yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm repeating it because there's just not much else to say about this game. Like, it's just over at that point, right? There's nothing that this deck can do. And if they do any kind of weird line where they like play double Burgess here or something, that's also just like fine for us, because then they didn't heal. They could just give the Rosie Searcher. It's like kind of tempting to Mama, but we actually just have plans for both of these Mamas, so. I think that 8k swing is just bad. I think it should just be like 5-8 at life. He's already committed to not starving me. And then this swing is also bad. So like he has 2 very like unoptimal swings there, but they wouldn't have made a difference on the game for sure. Okay, so why did I guess like the only reason to do it this way is because you're just being greedy with your swings and you don't care about the 10k, which is arguably true, I guess. It just means like my weenies get to attack it instead of my leader. So this is just like the more aggressive route. I'd still clear a body while getting extra swings to get more cards out of him. Um, I think also like I was scared of Saka Mama on the 10 cost, and then I start 8 at it with Rosi. He redirects to Van Augur, minuses my Saka, and then he only has to give 2 2Ks to save the 8 cost. And when you stock something and it's 6, that's when games start to go downhill. So it actually probably was correct to just do the 8 cost because you know it's gonna die with how many swings you have at it, since your winies can hit it. Generally, you would definitely do the 10 cost though, but this was just like one of those times where you just adjust how the game went and what's happening. And then I think I staged here just to make Mama live off the draw. That's dead for sure. He goes 5. I could just take, but I think there's no reason to be that greedy. But the problem is now he's gonna go 12 at one of our 8Ks, and we definitely don't want to let it die, but we also don't want to give Mama, so we're just giving 3 cards here. But even then, it's probably fine. We use Departure Mama and play Promo Law every time. Probably starting 6 at it. Oh. Then there's no way he's gonna be able to save it, right? So we do this, then we go stage play Promo Law. I think at the end I even swing Rosi at the Van Augur, because you don't generally want to give them value for free by hitting these, because they get to replace themselves basically and get an extra draw. But if they have like actual effects that can affect your swings, like Van Augur and Vasco shot, and like San Juan and stuff, if you don't have any more swings for the turn, it's better to get those out of the way. So 8 at 4. There's just no world he's ever saving this. If he tries to redirect into the Sokka there, I'll just go like 6 at it with Sokka. And then if he gives his entire hand, I'll go 4 at it with Rosi. Yeah, then we just end up swinging 2 at 2, just so he can't minus something next turn. If we didn't have to give 3 cards to save 8k last turn, like, we're just steamrolling even harder, but it's still very winning position, obviously. These were both games where we lost dice roll, but it's favored either way. I think I just feed block this. No, I do 1k. Okay. Hmm. He's gonna go 10 at an 8 now, and I guess we're just giving our hand. I think I kind of like free blocking, and then if he swings 10 at our 6, we can just let it die. And then we can just Boysa Rosie Law next turn while getting some cards out of hand. I think I like that line a little better. But we do this, we get 2 cards out of hand. I think he's supposed to just free block this. We're technically threatening like 8-8 for game, but we're never going for it, right? We're just drawing infinite bricks though. It's actually very unfortunate that we drew like 3-4 bricks in a row. Because now if he has a haha 10 cost, we actually just lose, and this life is I love you or departure. Yeah, I mean just infinite bricks in a row. We need life or we need departure or I love you in life to not die to a haha if he just sends it. Which I think they're gonna send it here a reasonable amount of the time. 7, 10, 12. Because they're kinda cooked on board. So just very unfortunate draws here. But also I think if we just V-block and then let the 6k die to the 10 that he probably would have swung at it, we just force a Rosie Law here, and then it's like he's not as close to dying, but it's literally like one less swing, right? And then we get like 0 chance to die. So I think that would have been the safer line from our part. And if he ignored the 6 cost and went like 10 life, then we just take it, we still have the Boyce in hand, and it's an entirely different game. But this shows that he doesn't have the Zahahaha line. And then every time, he should at least like go with the Sokka. But we're just gonna leader affect that every time. That was kind of he just knows he's dead play, I suppose. I'm gonna fast forward it a bit. Swings 8. What does he swing 8? He swings 8 at 8 I 1k. He swings 12, it dies obviously. Now like he's just dead. Start 8. Try to play around a Vasco trigger. Doesn't happen at least. Now we just send a bunch of 9s. It's math. 9 is 3 cards. Leader effect is 1 card. Then he has 1 card left to counter another 9. Like 2 9s gets 4 cards. 1 9 is a block, and then another 7 gets there for game. So still very standard. We messed up a little bit, but there's definitely leeway if they don't draw perfect. Okay, it does close the other one when I open it. Okay. And then last game, another teach. We win dice roll finally, and we have a really good hand. We're just missing Saka Mama. We have the trio of laws that we want to see: A2K law plus promo Rosie law. Add stage because we want a stage in the matchup as well as Saka still. Probably add Kobe. Try to find another Rosie law or a Saka. And again, if they aren't starving, fortunately I didn't get to show any games where they're starving, I guess. But like, the game plan doesn't change. You just have to. You don't care about Borsalinos and I love yous as much, and you just want some natural counter in 2Ks to defend your board and kill them a little bit faster. We have Sokka now. We have Mama. Have another Rosie Law for later. Ideally, we find another promo law, and we go Rosie Law into Sokka promo. It's like the ideal play. Next turn, in order to play around Van Augur, We just go 5, and again, if it takes any cards, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna take the 2. We swing 5. If you Van Augur redirects, then we get to attach 2 to Law and go swing another 5 still. So we just play into whatever. We definitely just leader effect. Again, we're not scared in this matchup, and we're not just gonna let it die. I will say I should have just gone 8 here. I didn't realize that Burgess would be an 8k after leader effect. So 8 would have been an extra card, or like something actually dies, or he gets to life, or whatever. So that should have been 8. Didn't realize Burgess was already going to be an 8k. I'm just going to free block. If he wants to put me to 0, I don't care. I'm going to Sokka this Burgess anyway, and then I don't have to use Mama. Swing 5. Once again, if he redirects into Van Augur, we attach 2 to the Law here. We're not that scared of tapping out this turn. We have an infinite counter in hand. No promo Law, unfortunately. I think there's a lot of times where I would play 2k Law here. But I didn't want to quite... We'd be at 1 with no Dawn. And so not only would we turn off our 2 I love yous, we'd have 1 that's 2k in hand. And then it can get a little sketchy and annoying, and we might have to give too many cards. I think I just leader... I mean, you could leader effect this, or you could just counter it. I think it's fine either way. Actually, I think I'm supposed to just... I think I'm supposed to just leader effect that, to be honest. Because we're not going to heal this turn, so we're still going to be at 1. So we're just playing into the ha 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 by giving cards there. I'd rather just hoard the cards. We take the 0, and then we can just sit at 0. It's not like we're actually in danger of dying at 0. So that's a misplay, I think. I think we should just leader effect that 8 at 6. This gets Vasco shotted every time. Again, I'm not concerned about this thing actually dying because I just expect it to die to the 8. Definitely just free block that. Goes 8 at 6, you probably just let it die. No need to give cards for it when our board is full and we're not like necessarily trying to rush to kill him next turn. If he ever blocks like the first swing, we'll party departure. It's a random Vasco out of life, unlucky. But yeah, if he ever blocks like the first swing, we'll party departure. But otherwise, it's just not a big deal. It's just awkward because I think 5 is like almost the same as 7 here because of leader effect. But I technically just have a bunch of extra Dawn because we're probably just going to play Borsellino Pass. Yeah, let's add another Rosi Law. We're not playing it though, right? We're just trying to find more stuff with Kobe. We'll just have a Rosie Law for later. Still trying to find another Borsellino. This is a ha ha ha. Staying at one that did eventually let us like heal to two, I guess. To play around to say ha ha ha. But still doesn't necessarily mean it was correct. Yeah, I'm greedy. I just free block and he can do what he wants. I don't think he's like if he swings his teach, I'm just so happy, right? Just use the active Dawn while we have it. Now we could maybe no, we can't send lethal. But he's gonna have to give us his entire hand to save this teach. Like he has to counter 6 for it now. So if he counters 6 for it, he at the very least can't say ha 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 teach us because he'd have one card in hand. Now he could say ha ha ha's, but I don't think we're ever dying. Also, I think I technically knew that I was drawing into so so. So I maybe could have played that a little bit better to just set up a slow lethal. But we're still just fine. If he does have the haha teach, I, we're not dead. It's like 5. 5 is Kobe, then 9 is I Love You 2K, and then 13. Technically, we need a 1K out of life. Otherwise, we died as a haha teach, I guess. Um, yeah, whatever. Make him have it. Unlikely with that small of a hand where he's already played 2 10 cost. And at least one's a haha. Let's top deck another departure. Just do the same thing again, basically. This time we actually probably could go for lethal. Um, I just didn't feel like pressured to. Because I have infinite counter in hand and slow. Then I'm still holding on to this so, even though it's actually going to be dead again. Because I'm just going to play Borsellino. And also, like, I'm pretty sure I knew I was drawing Borsellino when I made this play. And just ask for one more card, swing the 8. Play Borsellino. We have 5 2Ks. We're just never dying at 2 life, a blocker and 5 2Ks in hand. So we can just, if we somehow don't kill him next turn, we could always go for the so lethal the turn after. Just like a slow, methodical approach. Getting resources every turn. Has the 4th teach. Free block. At this point, we're definitely just going to go for lethal, so save it. Even save that, because why not? Yeah. Fortunately, none of these games showcase how to play when they starve you. But like I said before, um, you basically play it the same way. You're just playing a bit more aggressively instead of defensively. And you're trying to find some more natural counter to defend your board once they hit 10 cost. Because you're kind of trying to kill them in like 2 turns. Um, Whereas when they don't starve you, you don't necessarily try to kill them in 2 turns. You try to just poke and grind it out. But yeah, that's the teach matchup. Here's the list again. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask. Yeah, don't need lightning for that matchup. Departure's good enough. I don't know how many times I departed in just those 3 games, but departure insane card. Uh, yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.